Okay, hello everybody. So we're recording so that you can watch this later about our Gold Mastermind series. And basically we're just gonna kind of run through it a little bit, but I feel like some of us probably already know a lot of what this video was about. It was talking about digging into your virtual office and kind of mapping yourself out for what your goals are for the month. And but some people may not have ever done that or really looked in their virtual office. First of all, my question for all of you, this is going to be very interactive, by the way. We're going to have a conversation. What are your thoughts about getting into your virtual office? Like, what are the emotions around that? Like, when you go get into your virtual office, is it like, yes, or is it like, ooh? Is it like, what do you all feel when you get in there?
Confusion.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, you're like, what do I do? Which buttons do I click again? Like, how do I look that up, kind of thing? Yeah.
Sometimes it's confusion these days, but I'm okay with it. Really. I mean,
Yeah. But like, okay, so for example, what do you get confused with, Lori? Just tell us, like, what part confuses you about looking things up?
some of the new screens
Mm-hmm.
I find difficult to follow.
Like
But
changes
I
hard.
think it's just no, not really the change is hard thing, because heck, everything's changing daily, seems like. But yeah, I was looking for some information the other day and I just couldn't figure out where it was, So I can't even remember what it was. It
Well,
was something
hold
about
that.
collagen or something, but
Yeah. Oh, it was something about collagen. Is that what you said?
yeah, it was about
Oh,
products. So I was looking under the sharing, I was looking under the product information.
oh,
I just went
okay.
to YouTube. So
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
like,
Well, yeah, I mean, we could get into that. That would be a whole nother Zoom about how to
right.
find shareables and all of that stuff in your,
Yeah.
but like, I'm just talking about like when you go to your dashboard and you look at points and rank and you look at, now it's switched, right? I mean, since that video that Brooke did, we have some different changes, right? Like for one
Right.
thing, now it's kind of fun listening to that video because then we were just getting paid points on the bigger 209 packs, right? The value packs. We weren't getting points on the 99 packs. Now we get points on all the welcome packs, which is great. That's very helpful, right? Because you get to see that automatic when somebody joins you this month, you get points. And then now we have 6 points instead of 5 points for level ones, and we have partial points for partial PV. Whereas when they were talking in that video, it was back in the old days when we got 0 points unless they were 100 PV, right? So that's kind of exciting to look at. We need to be taking advantage of that. But also at the same time, like we still want people to be 100 PV because not just it has more points for us, some points is better than no points for sure, but we all know that if people are taking more than just the vitamins or just a bag of Slim, the more products they take, the more success, the more they're going to feel good, the more they're going to have health changes. So yeah, I mean, and so just be encouraged in your virtual office. I know some people like to avoid it, or they get a little anxious looking at it, or maybe they are like looking at it and going, points never change, they're always the same, or I don't want to look at it because my points are going down, or I don't want to look at it because people are quitting. I don't know if anybody's ever had those thoughts. I mean, I've even had those thoughts too. And so, just write yourself a new story and realize every month is a fresh new month, and realize just because maybe last month you were down in points doesn't mean you have to be this month. And one thing that I do that I've kind of always done, and I don't know if other people do it or not, but like I kind of play a game with myself, like wherever my points end the 28th, I'm always trying to move those points somehow, whether that's me sponsoring a new person, which is always my goal because I'm always trying to work till the end of the month, and or bring back somebody else that didn't order last month, or bring back somebody back to 100 PV, or maybe they're at 25 PV, put them back to 50 PV. So, always kind of like never be satisfied with, and I don't think anybody on this Zoom is this way, but I think some people are just like, oh, all the subs have processed. I guess that's just how it's going to be. That's just where I'm going to land. But we want to work till the end of the month, especially if you really are truly going for a re-rank or a rank up. Then you want to be working till the end of the month.
You know what, Rebecca?
Yeah.
I know you and I were just messaging right before this meeting, and I don't know if you saw my last message, but part of my issue right now, it's not so much, I said like time blocking. It's not really like a time management or time blocking, but I need a plan because my time increments are so small that I have to have it planned out ahead of time. But something you just said about like looking at where it is at the beginning of the month and then trying to make sure that you're, whatever it is, make sure you end better than that. Like, what if everyone just checked like the first Friday of the month, look at where you're going to be at the end of the month, and every Friday of the month, see if you're moving the needle forward. Like, to me, I can put that on my calendar. Every Friday of the month, am I doing something to move that forward from where it was last week?
Yeah.
That is an actual like thing I can put. That's the kind of plan that I need, because if I don't have it planned ahead of time, my little 15-minute blocks don't matter because I don't have something already in mind to do with them. Like, I have to have those little blocks of time figured out the weekend before, so that during the week when I am, because I'm from here to there to here to there, when I do get my 15 minutes, I have to sit down and pull it out and say, this is what I'm doing right now. But that is an actual thing that I can put on as a checkpoint every week that I can do. I think that's a great idea.
So let's expand on that, because that's a great track you're going down. So like, what would be a goal for you? Like, for every Friday, you want to do what? Like, you know, ideally by every week, every Friday, you're sponsoring a new person, right? That would be 4 in a month, right? Or 3 or 4 or 5, depending on how long the month is. But
well, what I'm saying is like, that could be the checkpoint. Like, if that's the first thing I put on my calendar, like Friday is the first Friday of the month, where am I going to be? The next Friday of the month is
points wise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Points right. Like, the next Friday of the month is, am I doing what I need to do to make it better? So those are my that's like the checkpoints.
Yes.
And then during the week, I can map out like, one day I'm going to like check in with my below 100 PV people. One day I'm going to, like, that will be, for me, that would be my end point for the week. That helps me map out what I have to do before that. Like,
I love it.
Then that would help me schedule my week, I think.
Well, and there are, and I can drop these in the chat, or maybe I'll make a post about it. There are like, here's the thing, there are graphics that will tell you if you're trying to, you know, rank up to gold this month, or you're trying to rank up to senior gold this month. There are little charts that show you daily what your points should be. You're shaking your head. No, what?
I hate those.
Okay, well, I do too. Let me finish my point. So, so because here's the thing, like, subs don't always process certain days. And so you may have, that's where I'm kind of not following you on your weekly, what you want your points to be, because, you know, the first of the month, you may not have a lot of subs processed. So there may not be as many points until the second, or maybe the third week, or the fourth week, you know, so just know that there's always that ebb and flow with that.
Right. I'm saying that if by the first, whatever your benchmark, you do it on the first day of the month, or you do it on the first Friday of the month, or the first Saturday, whatever works for you. If you do the process that they showed to like map out what are your points going to be at the end of the month, then like you said, you have a goal in mind to always be moving that forward. So really, every week when I check in on that, it should be better, not by the end of the month, but every week that target should be moving up. So if I've done something this week to get an order over 100 PV, or to bring back somebody who is inactive, or to sign somebody new, then the next Friday when I check in and I say, what are my points at the end of the month? That should, especially with our new system, like they're already going to be, the new points are going to start showing up right away. Then now my end point is, now what am I going to do before the next Friday? It's
Yeah.
just moving the target. So you are always,
Yes.
and I think what works is very different for different people. But to me, having a checkpoint every week where I can hold myself accountable and say, I'm going to do my points on the first Friday. And then, like you said, I'm not going to settle for that. I'm going to make sure I'm doing something every week to move it forward.
Yeah.
That's
Well, and here's the thing too, you can do that daily as well, because I write down my points. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, this month I haven't been great at it. Some months I'm better than other months, but it's a good practice to write down what your points are every morning. When you get up, look at your virtual office, see what your points are, and then play a game with yourself on trying to move. I mean, wait till subs have gone too. Like, look at it after subs have already processed. They're usually during the middle of the night anyway. So you get up, you see what your points are, and then your goal is to move those points before you go to bed at night somehow. You know, whether that's reaching out to people that, you know, about perk points, about partial PV, signing someone new, helping someone on your team in a 3-way chat, bring on someone new, help develop a silver, whatever you need to do to move those points each day. You can even do that daily, you know, even if it's just 3 points, like that's a win, you know? So yeah, you can do it daily, you can do it weekly. The biggest message that I got from that video is you don't want to wait till the end of the month to be doing it. You know, like you really want to be working that every day or several days a week, so that it's not like this mad rush to try to move your points forward after subs have already gone the 28th, because then you kind of look like you're begging and pleading and guilting people into it, right? Like, you know, so then it's a lot more of a just, hey, I'm checking on you. I see you order this, like, you know, remind me your health goals again. You know, oh gosh, this would be a great product to add. Have you thought about adding this? You know, then it's much more of an organic conversation. And that's going to help you get to where you want to go. For those of you that watched the video, like maybe tell me some of your takeaways from what you watched, or some aha moments, anything new that you learned, or anybody? Got quiet. Who all watched it again?
Yeah, I put down a whole bunch of different things, but and you know, it's always, I'm just saying, it's always nice to have video too, because you can pause it, and I actually put the closed caption on so I could see all the
Yeah.
he was saying.
I don't know
So
where Denise Santiago is, but she watched it while she was subbing today on closed captions. She told me she watched it during that, so that's funny. Yeah, whatever works.
yeah.
Anybody else have any?
I didn't know the whole thing, but I just, for me personally, as a fairly new person, I just know that I need to make this a habit, and daily is probably best, because when I say confusion, I will go and do things and I know I've done them, but because maybe I haven't done it enough, long enough, or daily would be more frequently, then I forget and I have to learn again.
Yeah.
So for me, I just need to make it a habit. A daily habit would be best.
Yeah, and it does take a while to kind of figure out how to dig around in there and find things. It does. And then you learn just by repetition, right? And practicing. Okay, so let me ask you guys this, and you can type it in the chat or you can yell it out, whatever you want to do, but like, what are your goals? I mean, I know Molly has a goal to get to gold this month, close last month. So we've been, you know, crunching and working, and I believe she's going to hit it. So, you know, so, I mean, tell me what your goals are for this month, and even for March 31st, like, what are your goals to hit this quarter? And where will you be at the end of this month? Because it's at the end of the month already, so we should have thought of that. We should have a plan or a goal, right?
My quarterly, I want to qualify for gold school. That's what I want to do. So that's my timeline. So I'm halfway there.
March.
That's it. So I gotta get the other half. That's my goal.
Mhm. Let's do it. And I think Denise wrote her goal on the post. I asked people to put their goal on the post. Denise is the only one that did. So gold is for you too. That's what you want by the end of this quarter, right?
Yep.
Okay. So how can we get to gold? You know, like what are ways we can get there?
Need to get silver development. That's how I started getting to gold. I couldn't do it by myself. I needed someone sharing and
Mhm.
developing. I'm trying to get back to senior gold. I have a bunch of potentials I'm working with. I'm trying to get them to even respond to me. I've been trying to use the Joy Wellness page. I want to re-rank, and then, you know, I would love to be Ruby by convention. I mean, I know that's not the question you asked, but I need to get to Ruby.
Yeah.
I get back to senior gold. I'm not far, but I'm working on getting there and going beyond. And then I want to get Molly to gold and go to gold school with Molly and get Molly past that. So
Yeah.
she's doing amazing, by the way, lady. She's working really hard.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and yeah, I mean, you know, so your goal, Christine, is, I would say a good goal would be to get back to senior gold this quarter by March 31st, for
But I'm
sure.
trying to- Yeah.
You
And then
know?
like run. I mean, my highest was ever like, I think the highest points I ever had was like 350. So I've never made it super close to you, but I was a lot closer than I am now. So
Yeah. So it's all very, it's all, what's the word? It's all like Emily Gibson says, it's all very figure outable. Right. And it is, you're right. That is the key to it, is developing silvers. And I am going to kind of brag on Molly a little bit, because she, you know, has been working hard on asking people to post, and she sort of felt like she was nagging them, and, you know, like, right. And, but it worked. She got some people to post this month, and she's had some, you know, people adding one, or, you know, one or two, is it two, or I don't know, like at least one. She has like 3 people that added one, I think, right? I don't know. I've lost track. 2. Anyway, she's got some duplication going on. She's trying to develop some silvers. And so, you know, it's like, and oh, and one of hers doesn't want to do the business at all, and
Mhm.
referred 2 people to her this month, right?
Mm.
So, you know, if they're just like, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it, then fine, that's okay. I like referrals too, you know. And so Bridget's goal is develop 2 silvers by the end of the quarter, plus 3 per month personal, which is great goals to have for sure. And yeah. Lori said, missed what you asked, had a kiddo question. Did we answer your, I'm not sure. If you have a question, Lori, just hop on and ask us.
Laura, she wanted to know what our goal was by the end of the quarter. If that's
Oh.
the question you think you missed. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, like what's your goal at the end of this month, for this end of this month, and then what's your goal for the end of the quarter? And convention too, of course, but I think, you know, you have to break it into chunks. And so yeah. So, and I liked also what you said, Bridget, about, and they talked about this in the video. Well, for one, let me just go over this and not to forget it, because it was really good. Those of you that haven't watched the video yet, she goes over like some really great verbiage about how to talk to people about getting them to develop silver.
Rebecca, that's
Uh-huh.
that's the part that I was hoping someone was able to take notes on. I know I probably have notes on that from the last time I watched this video, but they're probably in a binder somewhere
Uh-huh.
that I would not be able to dig them out. I had to listen when I was driving down to my daughter's volleyball game. So
Uh-huh.
as she was saying all of that, I'm like, oh yeah, those are the good words.
Yeah.
I remember her saying those words before.
Mhm,
But I
mhm.
need that, if anybody has those that could put them in the chat, or
Yeah, I'm gonna put the one that she
Ooh.
had. I just
Okay.
put it up there because, as I said,
Yeah,
I had it on closed caption. I like just typing things into.
Great. Awesome, Denise.
oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
exactly it. Yeah, I was able to listen to the whole thing, but I was driving, so I wasn't able to obviously take notes. And her messages, I think, are the goal. Like that's the
Mhm.
that is really the value of that video. is
Yeah.
how to make it sound so natural.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, yeah. So if you can copy and paste that, if you can't, I mean, I'll put it,
In here?
I'm gonna
Oh.
put it somewhere on our page too. I think that's
Sorry,
really
I've got one other one I thought was good too. Sorry, it's happened. I just realized.
okay.
This
Yeah, so I'll run through it really quick, just a little bit, just so that people are watching can see it, but we'll post it in the page too. I'm all about right now, like just giving us all the training we can find on gold, developing to gold, developing silvers. And before I forget this too, we're gonna do a gold Zoom with myself and Brandy and Kimber and Kelly Parrott and Danielle Palmer. So 5 jewels, we're gonna all come together, kind of like we did that video last night on the Instagram training. We're gonna we have like a whole slide presentation that we got from another jewel. And just talk about how to help get you guys to gold and give you some tips and some things like that, but not just how to get you guys to gold or how to help you develop a gold. What we want is you to invite people on your team that maybe just got to silver or haven't got to silver yet, or they're at senior silver and they haven't gotten to gold yet. Like, we want you to use this as even just for newly sharing people, to show them the vision of what this can be. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, it's silver, you can get your products paid for, but it can be more than that too. So I think that'll be a really good training. And it's just going to be one night on a Zoom. We were talking about doing either next week. I'm not sure if it's going to be Wednesday, Thursday, or Sunday. Those are the days we're talking about. So I have to look at that when I get off of here. But so verbiage wise, I mean, she typed it out too, but I just wrote real quick in my notes, like, I know people who struggle. If someone is doing it with you, then you're going to have more success. Doing it with your friends. I want you to have the results. I want you to stay on track. I want you to feel good. So who's going to do this with you? Like, be excited. Have that mindset of, why wouldn't they want to do this? Not the mindset of, oh, they're probably going to tell me no. I've tried this before. I can't develop silvers. Like, don't do that to yourself. Go into it with, if you have to watch a podcast or a mindset video first, but like, why wouldn't they want to do this with you, right? You did it and you love it. You love sharing plexus. So not always about the money. Sometimes you have to go into that help you have success mode, help you stay on track. Who's a friend that would love to do this IF group with us, because we're starting it again. Is it February 7th? I can't remember what day. I think it is February, right? February 7th. Who wants to do this with you? Like, you're just gonna have great recipes, health tips. Let's do this together. Let's see. So who can that be? Who comes to mind? Those are just some ending questions you can ask that really ask it and then be quiet and let them answer you. We all know people who struggle. Who comes to mind? Okay, so that you got the idea with that, with silver development. Then she talked about every Friday, which is what Bridget was talking about. Like, every Friday, look and see where your points are, what are your goals, but also every Friday, make like a mental checklist that you're gonna look at who has under 100 PV. Who could you get to have some more points in your organization? Who can you get to try a new product that they haven't tried? It's going to help them have more success and love plexus even more. And that, again, is best if you're, I mean, I'm not saying it's too late. Do it, right? Today's the whatever it is, 26th. I mean, do it to the end of the month to make your month stronger. But keep this in mind for sure for February, to be working on it all month long, every week. See who you can move the needle for. And let's see. Oh, and then I like too, she talked about the verbiage of, really talk to them about, set them up for the right expectations when they first join, about, we're doing this consistently for 3 to 6 months. Remind them that they wanted to do this, that they had this health goal. And, if they're just ordering a little bit each time, they can. Some people do want to do this. Some people don't. Molly asked somebody today. They were like, nope. But, some people will order every other month. That's a possibility as well.
Rebecca, can I just say where she was talking about to remind people why they want to do it and all of that. She's pretty firm, I think, and she's pretty upfront.
Mhm.
And that's like I said, I've watched her video before, and it reminded me that this time that she's not afraid to say, like, no, I am not going to quit on you, and you do not
Yeah.
quit on yourself. This is what you said,
Mhm.
and this is what we're going to do. And I think that that's a big factor in the retention, is those people that just don't see their quick results and want to quit right away. You kind of have to
Yeah.
say, like, oh, no, we're not doing that. And that
Yeah.
for me to hear her say it always sounds so natural when Brooke says it. Like, I don't know,
Well,
it's like,
and you know, like, here's the thing, like, I know after listening to her so many times, she set that up in the beginning. It's not like she just pulled out that bold britches statement all of a sudden. Like, she told them that when they joined, like, I want you to have success on this. I am so excited for you. This is going to be amazing for you. Let's get started. And I'm not gonna let you quit. She probably says that at the beginning, like, I'm not gonna let you quit on yourself, you know, and then, so then she's just reminding them of what she said. You know, I think it's probably received better if you plant the seed ahead of time, that I know you're gonna be tempted to quit. Everybody's always tempted to quit. When you join the gym, you're tempted to quit. When you start a, you know, keto diet, whatever, you're tempted to quit. It'll be the same thing with this. And I want you to know, I'm not gonna let you give up on yourself. Let's give this thing a full 3 to 6 months, ideally 6 months. And I do think that is one of the things, Bridget, you bring up a good point, because I think sometimes people do tend to just be like, okay, like they don't want to push the envelope, you know, like, okay, it didn't work out for you, or you didn't like it, or, you know, be like, no, really, I've seen this help other people that have that same struggle you're going through. You know, let's look at a testimony. Let's look at a couple testimonies. I'm going to tag you in a couple testimonies. Like, don't give up on yourself this quickly. And you know, you're going to have that, and it's going to be more valid if you're really keeping up with it on your follow-up too. I mean, if they join and you haven't talked to them until their subs getting ready to process and they're already ready to quit, they're not going to take you seriously that you really cared. I mean, I know it sounds a little bit harsh, but, and I'm preaching to myself because sometimes I fail a lot on follow-up, but you know, that again goes to putting it in your calendar, checking on your people. I know Christine Sturgis is really good at that. I mean, a lot of you are really good at that. I just know she is like Miss Follow-Up Girl, and she knows what they're
Well,
ordering next month.
Can
She
I
knows
say
when they're
something real,
quitting.
can I say something
Yeah.
real quick? I
Uh-huh.
want to sign them up. I tell them, I'm like, hey, I'm going to be checking on you. So I normalize it from the beginning. So most of my people like either expect it or they'll reach out to me if there's an issue. Like, so it's just normal. I need to work more on the normalizing the sharing, but I'm good at that. And I think that makes it normal. So then we talk about it and they're comfortable with it. And if they're doing great, we're still checking in, not as much, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to just get normal, and then it is normal, like any of this, you know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. So that's it. I mean, that's another thing Brooke talked about in the video too. Like in the beginning, she was really good at knowing, like predicting more what her points were going to be, and knowing when somebody shot off their subscription or they dropped it down to 70 PV or whatever. Like she knew because she was in her virtual office all the time tracking it. And sometimes we can get slack on that. So it was a good reminder for sure. Let's see. What else? I talked about perk points. Look at the subs that are not there. Look back at, you know, did they order in December? Okay, they didn't order in December. They might be ready to order this month, you know. Did they order in November but not December? They're probably ready to order. Did they not order in November or December? You know, maybe talk to them about giving it a second chance. Talk to them about, hey, let's just try a whole different pack. What do you say? You know, like, let's just try different products and see. Because maybe they're not loving what they started with. That's okay to change it up. All right. What else? What else? Anything else you guys have to add? You know, she talked about incentivizing, you know, like if you're trying to get to a rank, you can offer I'll pay for your shipping, or you can offer, you know, a trial, I'll send you a trial pack or something like that, or a bottle of something. But honestly, it's really, I feel like better if you don't do that. You know, like it's better if they just see the value in what you're trying to help them try a new product.
And
Mhm.
can I figure
Yeah.
out that? I know that she mentioned that, but she also said, don't just put it out there like blanket, like pick and choose
Mhm.
who
Mhm.
potentially to offer it to as well, which I thought was, you know, a brilliant move. If you
Yeah.
really do feel like that, you know, you maybe you do have someone that you know would be interested if you just give them that little bit.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
but, and I know at the beginning, she said a couple things I thought kind of just hit home. Like, she's like, nothing organically happens, but going to sleep at night.
Yes. I meant to
Dreams
bring
don't
that
just
one up.
fall into your lap. So, and then the other one was, there is no secret, no magic potion, no influence, no talent, no skill that can outperform a determined, purpose-driven soul, passionately moving towards the divine destiny.
Yes. I love
So,
that quote too. You got the good nuggets. I wrote those all in my notes. I took, I think, 6 pages of notes, just so you know. Like I
mine
was writing
probably
everything.
equate to 6 written pages. I have 2 typed pages of notes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. See, I like to write it. You like to type it. Between the two of us, we got it. It's good, Denise. Yeah, I mean, that is so true, isn't it? You know, like just nothing happens organically. Like sometimes people just think, well, I'll just, you know, if it's meant to be, it's just a sign that it isn't meant to be. No, 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 no. Like it takes effort, it takes work. You know, things don't just happen. And you have to be strategic about it. And I think that's the whole thing of don't wait till the very end of the month, like work on it all month long. And you know, the quickest way to grow your points obviously is I say just like it's easy, but personally sponsoring and developing silvers. Like that is your, you know, solution, right? To growing each month and retention. Obviously the retention is important. If you're losing them as fast as you're bringing them in, right? That's going to be a problem. But yeah. All right. Any other comments, questions, concerns? I'll end the recording and we can chit chat. But thank you guys so much for being on.